The Ephicenter of March 15th Uprising. This was the building of the Masan branch of Democratic Party at the time of March 15th protest. There is the signpost of March 15th Uprising Ephicenter on the road in front of the building as where March 15th protest started. March 15, 1960 was the election day for the 4th president and the 5th vice president. Voting began at 7 a.m. but many citizens were unable to vote because they did not receive election numbers. Citizens who did not receive the right to vote flocked to the opposition party, the Democratic Party, early in the morning, appealing to them to find my right to vote. Meanwhile, bulky party members, police officers and anti-communist youth groups wearing the Liberty Party armbands were creating a harsh atmosphere on the way to the polling stations. There were only 2 or 3 of the 47 polling stations in Mas on which the observers of the Democratic Party could enter. Democratic observers could enter only 2 or 3 of the 47 polling stations in Mas on fighting the armband unit. Before voting began in one of the polls, a Democratic observer pushed down one of the ballot boxes, causing a great stir when votes for Liberal candidates poured out. It has been confirmed that the already rumored 40% pre-voting, or 40% of the votes on the Liberal candidates before the vote, had been placed in the ballot box. In addition, open vote was being held inside the polling place, where there were no Democratic Party's observers, to confirm each other's votes for the ruling party's candidates. The Democratic Party officials, who decided that they could no longer vote under these circumstances, posted a public notice of election denial on the party building's walls for the first time in the country around 10:30 a.m. And through their speakers, they informed citizens of the Liberal Party's vicious illegal election. Outside the Democratic Party building, more and more citizens were angered by the Liberal Party's rigged election. At around 3:30 p.m., Democratic Party officials and party members left the office and began street protests with the crowd, chanting slogans such as, "Let's beat the rigged election and repeat the fair election," and "Hurrah for democracy, hurrah for the Republic of Korea." The first demonstration of March 15th began here. The protesters were returning to their starting point after turning around the city's main streets and fish markets, including the Namseongdong police station and the Buram market. Police blocked the road in front of Daeshun's security company and forcibly arrested Democratic Party officials, putting guns to them. The excited protesters followed the vehicle towards the police substation in Namseongdong to protest. As fire trucks fired water cannons, the demonstrators dispersed. Police and anti-communist youth attacked them with the clubs. Some of the protesters resisted by throwing stones, but were not enough. At around 5 p.m. the day protests ended like this.